Tell Me Why is Dontnod Studios' newest game. They are the creators of Life is Strange and Life is Strange 2. Those are two of my favorite games of all time because of a lot of reasons. Mainly because they resonate with me on a deeper level. These are stories that are told from young people's perspective, and they are stories that really connect with me on a very emotional level. So naturally, I was very excited to play this game. And I finished the first episode a couple days ago, and I'm going to say a little bit about my thoughts, what I thought about the episode, what my hopes are for the next two episodes that are going to come out later next month, and some other things that I liked, what I didn't like about the game. Well, what is Tell Me Why about? Tell Me Why is the story of two siblings, Allison and Tyler Ronan. So after a tragic incident when they were children, they have to come back to their house a decade later. And, I was really interested when I saw the trailer for the first time. There are a couple things to consider. One of them is like Tyler, one of the two main characters. So he is transgender. He's a transgender man. And that obviously has a lot of implications within the game. But also the game treats with different themes, such as supernatural elements, some magical realism, the relationship between the two siblings. There's a lot of things going on. And I really enjoy some of these things. I really love like fantasy themed games, a lot of story driven games like Life is Strange, and I don't really like to compare too much to that game because they're obviously very different, but they also share a lot of similarities. So the first episode, the gameplay was okay. I mean, it's kind of the same as Life is Strange. Just it's a lot of dialogue based, a lot of decision based. But I was surprised, like a lot of the decisions I felt didn't really matter in the end. There wasn't really much going on. There were a couple of really interesting moments, but they're mostly towards the end. Like during the 3 hours, I kind of thought it was like a slog to get through. It was kind of boring at times. I had like kind of high expectations for the game. But I think honestly, there's a lot to appreciate. There's a lot of really cool scenery. But I think the gameplay needs to be a little bit more balanced in the future. I hope it gets better in the second and third episode, but that's kind of what I thought. I don't think the gameplay was that really, Obviously, this is a Dontnod game, so a lot of the things you'll do will be talking to characters, trying to learn things on your own, by just kind of like making decisions and just talking. Well, there's a lot of really talking during the game. And it's weird because there's a lot of like bugs. Well, I wouldn't call them bugs. It's just like the NPCs are so weird sometimes. There's this character named Sam, which you have a conversation like midway through the game, and Sam is like, so if you talk with him, you choose like a dialogue path, and then that's like the wrong dialogue path, so you have to repeat it. And he says exactly the same things. Like that's not realistic at all. Like it should probably play something else or cancel that dialogue for the the next scene. But yeah, there's like a lot of like repeat dialogue. But I didn't mind it too much. I don't think it's like a game breaker or anything. But I think this game is a massive downgrade from Life is Strange and Life is Strange 2, which I think were more polished, more on the technical side, with a little bit of higher quality. But I honestly didn't really think much of it. I think the story kind of took all of my attention. However, I think the game has a lot of potential. I think the next two episodes are going to be very interesting. Hopefully, we'll get some really intense action, some decisions that really put our morality into play, like in other decision-based games. I'm really hoping for some really interesting stuff. And yeah, I kind of recommend this game. I acknowledge it's not for everybody. Same with Life is Strange. Even though I love it, it's like 10 out of 10 for me. But I know a lot of people who don't really like these games because you really have to like get into them and connect emotionally with these characters, these situations to enjoy the game. But anyways, when episode 2 comes out, I'll definitely play it. And episode 3, I'll make a review after. So stay on tune for those. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.